What's up, gamers? It's a happy Saturday here in Texas. We're going to play Heroes Charge. Yes, haven't been able to play this much lately as far as recording's concerned. But I got a new schedule routine that I'm gonna try doing, so I should be able to, put videos a little more often than I said I was. So we'll see what happens. All right, so I know that some people like to hear about Arena, so that's what we're gonna talk about for the most part. Now, I noticed on chat earlier that one of my officers basically he sent out the challenge to the guild. Says that's my arena defense team. Since I put them in a few weeks ago, they are undefeated so far. Any of you bigger guns, feel free to give them a test. No one attacking in the arena has come close yet. So, basically, I need to attack this team and see if I can beat it. We're the same level. We're both 103. Let's see what his team is. All right. Oh yeah, I've seen this team. This is actually a pretty popular team to go against in the higher ranks of Arena. Basically, you got four tanks and Arcane Sapper. Um, so basically, you're looking at from left to right. It's Cleric, Soul Hunter, Death Mage, Arcane Sapper, and Turtle Fighter. So basically, Cleric, now that he's legendary, basically anytime he heals someone, they get, I think it's like added bonus to magic defense or something. Uh, Soul Hunter, who's someone I used to use in Arena back when I was in the lower levels, like 70s, 80s, and even my low 90s. I played the crap out of Soul Hunter, and he wasn't popular back then. And now all of a sudden, everyone plays the crap out of him. But basically, this is a tank that I use because he has the ability to heal people behind him. He can heal himself. He's just a decent tank. It's just now everyone's doing, defense teams in Arena. Everyone's realizing, wow, Soul Hunter is actually good. Then you have Death Mage, who was really popular for people who like to do Crusade. He heals himself with his, special ability. Anytime he gets hit, I think with a magic spell or something, he gains life. And he has a legendary ability that ups anybody of his type of class. They get like bonuses to like defense or armor or something. Arcane Sapper is more or less the mage killer. He's there to more or less destroy your middle and back line. So if you're running people like Sorceress or uh, what's his name? Imperial Executioner, Queen of Curse, things like that, he pretty much destroys that. And then you have Turtle Fighter, who basically distracts your team from doing any damage because he's always in your back line as well. So this is a really tough team to beat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even sure that I'm gonna be able to beat it myself, but we're gonna give it a shot. So here is my strats against a team like this, and my strat has won before. It doesn't win every time. Believe it or not, this guy right here, known as a Lightbringer or Apollo, he is really good against Arcane Sapper and Ninja Assassin. Because the thing about him is that when you put him in your team, Arcane Sapper will usually go after him first. So I will put him in as my only backline hero because if I have Sorceress or anyone, Arcane Sapper is going to hit Sorceress and Lightbringer. So we're going to make him my only backline hero so that he can distract Arcane for a while. Um, we're going to go with Commander because she's actually really good against dealing lots of damage to a tank. So she's actually good to have. Now, if he was using Rose Fencer, I would not use her because she would then become completely useless. But since there's no Rose Fencer in his team, she's really good against tanks. Um, I want to play Hidden Needle, but I might not only because Hidden Needle she's awkward. Like she's really good when she can go off, but sometimes she just dies too quickly. But since Arcane Sapper's probably not going to touch her, I think that she might be able to do something. So we're going to give her a shot, actually. Let's see what happens. We're going to go ahead and use Griffin. He's just one of the best frontline heroes in the game. Just really good on the DPS, the control, Um, some people may call him an off tank, but I don't know. But he's just really good. And I'm gonna find someone else. Um, Normally I would use Turtle Fighter because it would distract them, but the thing is they're running a bunch of tanks, so they don't really need Turtle Fighter. So I'm just gonna find someone else that might be able to do a lot of damage. I'm just trying to figure out who. Now I don't have a lot of heroes that are in red, so there are some good choices that I could try, like maybe Ninja Assassin. Um, who's this guy right here? But right now he's not even red, so he's probably not even gonna do anything. Um, another option people might consider. Let's see. Imperial Executioner wouldn't be bad either. Well, mainly because it drains energy. I just don't have him at red yet. And but yeah, I'm actually gonna pick someone that's red though. So let's see who's red that I can use. Fallen Dominion used to be, in my opinion, the best hero in the game. Now with more people here, um, I think that now that they have red and more heroes after him, he's not as good as he once was. So I think that he may not be as good as he should be. I'm thinking about either him or Cloudwalker, since all four of, or actually three of them are going to be probably next to each other for the most part. I might be able to hit, Cleric, Death Mage, and Soul Hunter at the same time, but each hit deals less damage, so maybe not. I'm trying to think of someone who like has a lot of DPS. I could try Ice Mage. I haven't actually used her in a while. Ice Mage or Death Mage. One of those two might not be a bad idea. Let's see. I'm gonna probably go with Death Mage, and we'll see what happens. Oh, whoops! Apparently, I took too long. All right, I have to back up. That's so ridiculous. It's not like I'm doing an arena fight, so I guess I better select them a little faster because I just did a bunch of talking because it's been more of a tutorial than anything else. We're gonna try it with Death Mage as my other DPS and see what happens. Okay, so Arcane Sapper, boom, goes right to Lightbringer, which is what I expected. That means everybody else that I have won't have to worry about getting hurt by Arcane Sapper too much. And it's also why you use him as your sole, the backline hero, so that no one else in the backline has to suffer. Boom. So now Lightbringer goes off because he's been hit so much, he's been, gaining energy really fast, which now lowers Arcane Sapper's life points. So when Arcane Sapper kills Lightbringer, Lightbringer is going to be able to take him with him, which is the whole point. If I'm lucky, I might get a twofer. Let's see what. Okay, so Arcane Sapper. Okay, cool. They all both died. Fantastic. Oh wow. I didn't even look at what happened in the front. I was so focused on Arcane Sapper versus Lightbringer that I didn't realize that I was destroying his actual tanks. But as you can tell, this apparently was a good team to use. So as you can tell, Lightbringer distracted Arcane Sapper pretty much the entire time. Hidden Needle, Death Mage. Actually, yeah, Hidden Needle was the MVP in damage because her ultimate's just too good. And this is like the best team to do it against. Death Mage is more there just to do a little bit of AoE when she does her ultimate. She can silence, so it slows them down a bit. She's all around just a good hero in general. And then Griffin did about 57k. I don't know how well he was because normally he's my MVP for damage, but I guess he didn't do a whole lot other than freeze him maybe. And then Commander, I'm sure, probably dealt damage to somebody with her ultimate. That and she does boost damage for your entire team based on the number of enemies there are. So she did some good supporting along with tanking a bit. So, but yeah, that was a pretty interesting fight, and apparently I was able to beat this team a lot easier than I thought I would. Huh? How about them apples? So yeah, I'll just put just beat it. If I can never type. No, I don't. I'll just text them later. Like I said, we'll go on with more arena action. That's what you guys want to see. In a future video, I do want to talk about Grand Arena because the strats that I use for Arena are going to be different than Grand Arena. So we'll talk about that another time. I have changed my defense for Arena team. I'm now using Lightbringer, Soul Hunter, Cleric, Death Mage, and Turtle Fighter. The reason I run Lightbringer, as you guys know, he's just good against Arcane Sapper and Ninja Assassin. So, as you can tell with the fight you just saw, that's why. I want to actually show some replays. First off, a shout out to KN Guy. Oh, sorry, I think his name is Win, but I'm gonna call him KN Guy. He was one of the officers on my team recently who just left the guild to go to a more active, strong guild, which is fine. Best of luck to him. He did attack my team, but he only used one hero, so you don't need to see that. So that win doesn't mean anything. He was just helping me out because whenever that's what we used to do as guildmates is if we had the opportunity to fight you in arena, we would fight you with one person, let you have the win, so you can get the 10 coins or whatever for it. So thanks, K and Guy, for the help there. Um, I'll show you one of my most recent wins against someone from the same guild, actually, as K and Guy. And you can tell they're in the same guild because they have that star in the front. So let's replay that one. This is me. This is one of my offensive teams, not defensive. So let's see. Here I went up against. Okay, so Deathmate, Soul Hunter, Rose Fencer, Imperial Executioner, and Sorceress. I'm using Turtle Fighter, Griffin, Cloudwalker, um, Queen of Curse, Sorceress. I didn't run Hidden Needle or Commander because Rose Fencer's there, and they would have been useless. Just because Rose Fencer exists doesn't mean you can't use female heroes. But if you are going to use female heroes, it's better to use backline ones because on rare occasions, Soul Hunter or Rose Fencer will not hit them with certain abilities if you're lucky. But as you can tell, Turtlefire was able to distract them long enough for my people to just deal enough damage that whatever they were doing didn't matter. Now, would I say this is a good arena defense team? I'd say it's an okay defense team. I don't think they needed Rose Fencer and Sorceress. They probably could have used maybe. They probably could have taken out Imperial Executioner or Sorceress for maybe two more tanks, and then that probably would have been a different game. Um, but I talk about Rose Fencer a lot because for those who don't know who he is, who you should know, but if you don't know, basically he's really good against female characters. Like he drains all their energy. He stuns them for so long. He's just too good. He's what Succubus should have been, because Succubus is like pretty much the anti-male kind of female, but not nearly as good. I mean, she's good as far as dealing damage and stuff, but just not nearly as great as Rose Fencer. Like they really should um, tweak her up a bit so that her and Rose Fencer could be equally as good. Well, anyway, so yeah, you saw a victory there as far as offense is concerned. And again, I use those mostly male heroes because there were, the Rose Fencer there, but I did use two backline females. Um, Now we're going to look at Sergeant Squish. Oh, yeah, Sergeant Squish. That's what I said. He attacked my new defensive team. He's also level 103, so I figured that'd be a fair video to show. So let's see what happened there. I mean, clearly you knew I won, but how did I win? Alright, so he's using Dwarf Warrior, um, Depth's Voice. Let's see. Looks like Ember Star, Windmaster, and Lightbringer. This is a really weird team. I don't think it's a good team at all. So I mean, not to sound cocky, but I could see why I won. And it's not because he's a bad player or anything like that. I mean, he has done decent ranking. I just think he was trying something new. That's all. Windmaster is not bad, but she's only good in arena on a certain team, and I can show you that in another video. It's a good offensive team, actually, if you have them leveled high enough. But this isn't the kind of team she needs to be in, I don't think. Ember Star, I like her, but I don't think she's really that great in arena either. There's just so many better heroes, and she's already dead anyway. Even when they made her legendary, yeah. I mean, I guess they made her better in adventure mode, but that's about it. But as you can tell, like, none of my people are dying. Wow, even Lightbringer almost killed a few people there, but his Lightbringer is now dead. But yeah, there you have it. there are a few issues with this guy's team. He has two tanks, which is Death's Voice and Dwarf Warrior. Against a defensive team, you don't use two tanks. You can use one tank. Like if I were him, I mean, either one of those tanks would have been fine. Death's Voice might have been better because she could have put my people to sleep for a while. So I mean, that would have been a little bit better. I think he was just testing a team. I don't think this is a team that he normally uses aggressively. Um, I could be wrong. I don't really know the guy, but this doesn't seem like a good team to me. But yeah, I mean, as you can tell, my defensive team, for the most part, stayed alive. A Soul Hunter died at the very end of the fight, and there you go. If you look on the right side, that's me. It says enemy's team, but that's because I was the one being attacked, so I'm the enemy. My Lightbringer did over 160k, so he's always going to be the MVP for damage because he's there more or less to um, stall against certain heroes and stall their team in general. On their side, looks like Windmaster did quite a bit of damage actually, 148k. So maybe she's a little better than I thought. Like there's a certain team that Windmaster is really good in, but I just don't think this is the team. And of course they have Lightbringer as well, which against my team, I don't know if Lightbringer is really the right person to use either. Like honestly, they could have taken out Lightbringer from Wind Mage and Ember Star and one of the two tanks, put in like four DPS or three DPS and another maybe control like person and beat me. But there you have it. Thank you, Sergeant Squish, for attacking me. And I have a few losses that I'm not going to show you because why would I do that? There was a level 102 that recently attacked me about 22 hours ago in recording time. I don't know if this is against my new defensive team, but we're going to find out. If it's my old defensive team, I'll probably just not finish it. Oh, it is my new defensive team. Good. So he's playing Dwarf Warrior, Griffin, Ninja Assassin, Rose Fencer, Death Mage, which is a little bit better of a team than the last one. Of course, Ninja Assassin, more than likely, is not going to do anything because my Lightbringer is just going to tell him no. As much as I hate to give out advice on how to beat me, I'm just going to do it because these are instructional videos anyway. If you're going to use Ninja Assassin against Lightbringer, my suggestion is to also run Queen of Curse so that you can potentially switch them. And as you can tell right there, my Lightbringer died taking Ninja Assassin with him, which is the whole point. So now you've seen Lightbringer take out Ninja Assassin and Arcane Sapper. So those of you that are scared of those two, Lightbringer is your hero. That's not a foolproof plan. There have been times when a more powerful Arcane Sapper or a Ninja Assassin's killed Lightbringer and not died. But I also think it's because they just had a team that probably healed them and gave them more armor, causing them not to die. So it just depends on how you want to do it. Like I said, this wasn't really a bad team in my opinion. I actually think that the team they're using is decent. It's just I end up having to. I mean, I'm playing a defense team. Like this is a team that's supposed to not die. So let's see how they did in stats. All right, so Dwarf Warrior actually did quite a bit of damage. Death Mage did the most at 150k plus. Um, Ninja Assassin didn't do much at all, which I expected. Rosefinch didn't do much either. I'm not sure if Rosefinch is really good against defensive teams at all. I don't really use Rosefencer, which is sad because he's really good, and I have him at red, but I don't know. I've used him like in adventure mode to clear like chapter 18 and 19 type stuff, but that's about it. Um, they use Griffin, which I always think is good. Um, but yeah, I mean, the guy's team is good, just not good against this team. Like, he should have taken out Ninja Assassin for almost anybody else that would be better. Like, I don't know, maybe Hidden Needle, because I wasn't going to really deal damage to the Hidden Needle anyway, so she'd have decimated my team. Uh, or if you want to keep Ninja Assassin, you could have taken out, Rose Fencer for either Hidden Needle or Queen of Curse. Well, if you're going to keep Ninja Assassin, you use Queen of Curse in place of Rose Fencer. Or you can just take out Ninja Assassin for Hidden Needle and take out Rose Fencer for just anything else. and would have been perfectly fine. So that's how you can pretty much beat my team. Not foolproof, of course, because it depends if your team, if your characters are leveled better than mine, if they're skilled better than mine. If you've been using the Warhol, that's just going to be your clue to make your heroes better, because that's also what I've been doing to make my teams better. Um, but yeah, it's actually not called the Warhol. It's called the. Let me find it real quick. I'll actually help you guys out a little more. It's called Heroes Camp. If you want to make your favorite heroes better, you need to really level these up and do good stuff to them. Now, most of my stuff is only level 4. My marketplace is level 3 because honestly, the marketplace doesn't really matter to me too much. It has its good parts, but I only use it at certain times. But basically, what's important is training field. Right now, I got my Soul Hunter being powered up, and you can see the bonuses that I already have to him. And just so you guys know, if you have a skill, like I'm tapping at Cloud Hunter right now, if you see like a skill that's in green or a stat that's in green, that means it's the max that you can use at the current moment until you level up the trading field. But this is really a good way to make your heroes better in case you guys don't know. Also, you also want to do Academy. That's very important. The first thing you do actually is you go to, okay, apparently I'm going to not just do Arena, we're going to talk about the camp now. Basically, when you get the book fragment part and actually create uh, the books, you'll see what I mean. So you'll just kind of go to your lead, you'll raid 3, and if you want to use more of your diamonds or gems to keep going, you can keep going. I only do it once per day because I have enough books created to where I can do stuff. This is just what I'm doing on the side. And this actually might be done right now, so let's just do it real quick. There we go. So now it's done. So I'm actually glad I showed you this because I get a little more education. So now that I have the 50 that I need and I have 80,000 gold easily, I just hit craft. Boom. I now have access to the actual book itself and I can use it to level up whatever I want. I think it was this one, right? So right now I can level up Puppet Master, who's really good. Puppet Master is another good person in Arena, by the way, but we'll talk about him later. But you can use Puppet Master for him, Arcane Sapper, who's good, a Silencer, who's decent in certain teams, and then more Arcane Sapper. But yeah, basically what you do is we'll just start with him. If you want to make your hero better, it costs you some resources, gold, and then whatever resources that are in the hero's camp. And it'll tell you how many hours it would take for it to be done. So you just tap research and then it'll start building them. Now, I'm not trying to build him, I'm actually trying to build other people. But let me see. I don't actually have enough of a certain resource. I don't really use Frost Maze. I should use Frost Maze, but I don't. But I do use Death Maze. So I think what I'm going to do, just for this video's sake, is I'll show you. So for her, with this particular book that I'm using, it's going to take me 6 hours waiting, plus all of those resources right there in order to build her up some more. And it tells you what it does. It affects attributes intelligence. It doesn't tell you how much, but you know it helps. Trust me. So I hit research, and boom, it gives you a timer. Whenever it's done, you get whatever the boost is, and then there's a tap. Oops, let me go back. Where I tapped for her, it's on the bottom right where it's flashing. It says 0 of 3. That means I can do it multiple times if I have more resources. I'm not gonna have enough to do so. And you have the option to speed up. If I pay 300 gems right now, I could finish it, and I could afford it, but I don't want to. I'd rather just wait. I don't really care that much. Not really desperate to get that. But there you have it. Oh, and someone sent me a temple invite, and it says Hawkswag. We have fought a great duel. It does that whenever someone fights you and you challenge them, or vice versa. Um, but yeah, Hawkswag will see it, and he's going to see this video anyway because he's going to be in the Facebook chat for the group that we have for this. And of course, your YouTubers are going to see this. But here you go. It's another arena video with a little bit of Heroes Camp as well added to it. And we hope you guys have a good day. Take it easy.